Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly devlog. This is going to be kind of a short one because my attention was kind of split this week. I was working on a book cover at the same time that I was working on the game, so I was spread a little thin. But still managed to get some important work done. We'll go through it real soon, but really the main theme of it is just audio improvements. And we managed to fix a very important bug, so that's actually a pretty good week. First off, we have material-based hit sounds on the hook. So the melee weapon will now make a different sound effect based on the material that you hit with it. For instance, you hit a tree, it'll sound more woody. If you hit a car or something metallic, it'll make a metallic sound effect. And we'll have that sound effect difference for things like if you hit a wet surface, if you hit an enemy, things like that. Next up is the important bug fix, audio encoding and caching changes. That probably doesn't mean much to most people, but the way that the sounds work is you have audio cues in Unreal, which is basically coding a sound. And the thing about that is that you are able to mix a sound live, essentially. And that means that you can have multiple sounds lined up in one sound file, and you can do things like apply pitch shifts to them, crossfades. You can mix them together. You can add in a randomizer node to randomly pick a certain sound to play, and you can combine all of those so that you can mix them live, and then sometimes you'll mix in one sound, sometimes another based on the random node, and things like that. Works really, really well, and it's really convenient. But it does have one problem in that the default settings for Unreal will make it to where the first time that you play the sound, it will be delayed and it'll be spread out a little. So that way, the way that it works now is I have it to where it will now cache all the sounds that it can possibly play the first time that it plays. And also change the audio encoding to make that process a little bit faster as well. So now all the sounds will just play as expected. So even in the test build, we're running into issues where you would shoot the shotgun and you could hear two distinct sounds where it would play one sound first and then would have a delay and then play another one. From testing it now, that no longer happens. So that is a very nice bug to have fixed. Next up, the only non-sound based change here, we have an overheal power up now. So you can find a very rare power up that will give you 200 health. And I already have one of those hidden into the game, so who knows, maybe in the next testing bout, someone will find it. Next up, just have new sounds. We have more sound libraries, so there's going to be a lot more variety in the sound effects. So that's going to be very useful, and a big thanks to my dad for that one, for helping fund that. So thank you, Dad. And next and last here, we've got all weapon sounds improved. So that's a little straightforward, but doesn't quite give much of an idea of what was actually done. I went through every weapon that the player can use, and I want to go through and fix up some of the enemy weapon sounds as well. Be doing that soon. But all of the player weapons now have multiple sound effects added in. And remember what I was saying about being able to mix things with a randomizer node? Basically, what I did there. I managed to go in and clean up some of the other sounds and swap some of them out for the new ones that I got. So the overall, I believe that the weapons sound much better now, and it now has the randomizer element so that you have a randomized change in pitch, which is what things like Doom did, where they would randomize the pitch of the sounds to give it a little bit more variety. So we have that, but now we also have every weapon will now have a randomized sound added into the mix for it. So you get way more variety with your weapon sounds while not sounding completely different. So it's just much nicer for the ears to hear a little bit more randomization, and just feels way better. And that's it for this week. I've still got to work on that book cover, so it's probably going to be another light week next week. But hopefully, we'll manage to get a decent amount done on the game still. And it's all going towards funding the game, too, so really, it's all connected. But anyway, I will see you guys next week. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Have a good one.